Flippin' fantastic. This is episode number 10. I'm Alicia the Inked Picker.
And I'm Mo, 87 official. Welcome.
It's
It's for you.
spring!
It's spring.
Yes.
It's by the time this posts it is the weekend. Not yet,
Yes.
but it will be.
I am so excited. There's one garage sale on Friday. So when
Ooh.
this releases, I'll probably have been to my first garage sale of the season, like actual garage sale. And there's
Right.
also an auction this weekend, like an item auction. I've never been to one. But
Oh,
it's like
cool.
all official where I think you have to like go sign up and you like get a number
Get
and
a
you have to like.
number. Mm-hmm.
So I think my mom and I are going to go do that this weekend on Saturday. It's
Oh,
45
awesome.
minutes away, so we'll have to wake up a little early. It starts at 9 a.m. But I think I'm going to go
That's cool. I don't know
just to get
how it
experience.
goes. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, that's the thing, just to get experience. And I would like to have someone with me just to,
Yeah.
because I don't know.
I've
I feel
never
like it's
been
going to
to
be a
one of
bunch of old
those.
people. It's going to be a bunch of old people looking at me. I'll be like, oh no, what am I going to do? So it's going to be fun. I'll have
That's
to get some
awesome.
footage from there. Yep.
Yeah, I want to know what it's like because I've never been to one of those either. I mean, I'm sure there's some around here. I just don't know about them. I used to watch Paul Philly Flipper. He used to go to one. So when he lived up here before he moved to
Mm-hmm.
Florida, he's not far. He wasn't far from me. But he went to some auction in Pennsylvania. It was like they just pull out lots. I don't know how much you've watched him, but I mean, this
I
is old.
just recently
Older.
started watching
Yeah,
him, so this is probably older stuff that I should
yeah.
try to
He
find.
So he would go. It was just some auction house. I I should have asked him where it was since he's gone now.
Uh
Go get
huh.
stuff, and he would just buy. It'd be a lot of tools or a lot of whatever. I mean, he just bought tons of stuff for pretty cheap. It was just like a place. Maybe they cleaned up people's houses. I don't know.
Yeah, so
There's
this auction that's happening, this lady I've purchased from before. Well, I think it's her parents, but they have a property 45 minutes
hmm
away from here, a big like warehouse. So I think what her and her family do, I know she does it. I'm thinking her mom and parents are in on it too. They buy out people's estates and then they take the person's entire estate, takes it there, separates it out, sells it off.
hmm
Well, it's like an inventory clear out, which makes me kind of hesitant to go because I'm like, well, they're also kind of resellers. Um, so but it's an
right.
auction, so they've got to have pricing that's, decent in order for the auction to be successful because they hired like an auctioneer that's around
Yeah.
here to
I
like go
mean,
there and
yeah.
do the setup
Mhm.
and do the whole auction. So I'm like,
I mean, unless they're starting it ridiculously high, it's just going to go what people are going to pay. It's
yep,
just an
exactly. And
auction.
like the pictures, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of John
hmm
Deere, costume jewelry. It says
hmm
there's video games, but the only thing I could catch in a picture is some like NES games, like just like I could recognize the cartridge like stacked
Right.
up on the back of the wall. That's
Yeah.
all I could see. I didn't see anything else. But there's all kinds of stuff. I just figured, I'll just go to experience it. If I get something cool, like maybe
Yeah.
if I get a cheap lot, like there's a bunch of Christmas stuff. I'm like,
Yeah. Or just, I would go
it's an
just to figure out
experience.
how to do it. Yeah. And,
And they have pictures online. I'm looking through them now. There's a lot of like just like old model John Deere's and tractor like collectibles and big stuff
right.
too. So you never know. Maybe I'll find something for the house. I don't know. Anyways, but
Exactly. Yeah.
it's exciting.
That's
I'm
cool.
just glad to have something to look forward to now, like sales coming up, and I feel like it's
Yeah.
just gonna get more and more because the weather's just getting nicer around
Yeah.
here, probably everywhere else too.
Yeah. I have it's like a big church school. It's a school
Hmm.
sale, but it's like, you know, the big, really expensive Catholic school around here where the president's kids went, that kind of
Oh yeah,
thing.
you talked about this last
Yeah.
time, I think.
So that's
Yeah,
this weekend. Um,
you have to let us know what you get.
I mean, they had tons of stuff last year, but it was the first time in 2 years they had it. So, because
Hmm.
COVID, because it's inside, they have like a couple gyms and they do it in there. Um, there's another church that had a good one around the same time last year, but I can't find anything. They don't have anything online like they're going to have it. But yeah, I've seen there's a couple garage sales around here. Well, not close enough for me to go to that church sale and then go. Like I'll
Hmm.
probably be done after I go to that sale, and I'll be
You'll
tired
be enough.
and done
You'll
and done with people.
yeah. You have a
Mhm.
lot to go through at that point, probably.
Mhm. I have a lot to go through anyway, but yeah, I'm gonna go to that one. So hopefully it stays the weather stays getting better. It's gonna be
Yes.
in the it's 60 right now and it's gonna be in the 50s, 60s around here. I don't know what you're getting. Hope you don't get any of
Here,
that
I
late
think
snow.
here it's supposed to be 51, but I see right now it's currently 53. Wait,
Mm.
what's it currently? It's currently 52, but a high of 53 now it changed. But it was supposed to be raining all day and it like now that it's gone.
Yeah.
And earlier when I looked at the forecast said we were supposed to get snow on like next week.
Yeah.
But now this it's not even on the forecast anymore. So,
That's good.
yay! Hopefully it stays that way. I'm sick of
I know.
snow. Anyways, but yeah,
Well, we
so
didn't
I'm
get
just
any snow,
excited.
but I'm just sick of the dismal. It's just been cloud. It's been a very. We didn't get any snow, so not at least like a day of fun. Like I'm not. I'm old, so I'm kind of over it. But I don't have to go out of the house if I don't want to. But yeah, we didn't get
Yeah, I'm
any. It's
looking.
been cloudy, gloomy like all winter. Just terrible.
It just looks like 40s and 50s here for about the next week, and then it looks like here around the beginning of April, it'll start being like 50s and 60s, which is really exciting because I know people here are itching to have garage sales and go to
Uh huh.
garage sales. So I'm
Yeah.
assuming here this is when it's starting, it's happening, and because people just want to sell stuff or go to sales like me. So
Right. So before we get into the
I
topic, you started doing what this week?
made a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Yes, a personal YouTube channel. Uh, I don't know. I was thinking about it for a long time, and I was just like, I'm just gonna do
Yeah.
it. Just
I've been
what?
I've been going to do it for a long time, but maybe like you did it, I'll do it. Yeah. Cuz I've
Yeah,
actually
got.
filmed myself places and I've never put it up.
So you have some backstock of footage then.
Yeah, from like a year ago. Yeah, for like the
Still,
last
it's
year.
content.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the reason why I kind of didn't want to do it is like I don't know. It's also like a confidence thing, and like I
Mhm.
don't really feel like it. Like some days I just don't. I don't want to be on video.
Yeah.
I'm like, but actually, I think it's also helped that in combination with spring. It's like it's kind of put my spirits up because it kind of gives me something to look forward to
Mhm.
do. Because I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go to Goodwill and find some cool stuff and put it on a video, and I also learned how
Right.
to edit, which is cool. That was also something that's really daunting for me. I was like, I thought I hated editing, but this last video I just put out
Mhm.
episode number 2 yesterday last night,
Yeah.
and actually had fun with the editing.
Yeah.
I
I like
I
that part of it.
yeah, so like my husband had purchased an editing software. It's an older one. I had used it, but it had like all the bells and whistles. It's like a professional video
Mhm.
editing software. So it had all kinds of stuff that I'd probably never use. Um when I went to export it, my video and audio were mismatched. Like, it was fine in the editor, but once I rendered it,
Right.
it was off and we couldn't fix it. So he found a free program for me called DaVinci Resolve, and it's got
Mhm.
just basic. It's basic. It's
Mhm.
still got a lot of stuff for me, but it's
Yeah.
like exactly what I needed because like some videos I accidentally recorded them vertical or like my
Okay.
phone still put them vertical even though
Right.
I had my phone horizontal, like it just didn't
Mhm.
know. So for
Yeah.
me to do that on the other program, it took me like 2 minutes just to get the video flipped properly. On this one, it's
Mhm.
like 2 seconds and done. And like I can mute a section. It's just it
Mhm.
works in my brain a lot better, this free program, and I love it. So it's been really fun to work with that and see like, oh, what does this do? And like try to add it into the video.
Yeah.
Um
Yeah, it's fun. I like it. It's fun. I've done it a lot in the past for different projects and stuff I've done, but I can't but that's not me on the camera. So I'm like and even the other thing is like if I like go to Goodwill or somewhere and there's like they blast music around here, so I know you did some um
a voiceover.
yeah, voiceovers.
Yeah, because over here they play it pretty loud, and it's also they have a local
Yeah.
radio, and it's kind of like,
Yeah, they
I just
play
don't
it
want to deal with it.
so loud around here. So that was the other thing because I just like, oh, I got a voiceover. Ugh, you know. But
And for
I'm
me, the
gonna strap
issue with
my little camera next week to my bag, and my little action. It's not a. I don't have a
That'll be
GoPro because
fun.
I'm cheap, so I bought a cheap one. I used it for other stuff, but I don't know. It still works. I don't know.
We
It
have
was
a
a lot
GoPro, but
cheaper.
I've
Mhm.
told my husband, 'cause he's like, "Oh, you could do like what they do and put it, get a harness and wear it to garage sales." I'm like, "I don't know if I want to do that. I don't want to be approached and be like, 'Oh, what are you doing?' I'll be like, like, recording,
I know.
So I don't know how I feel about it. Maybe I'll open up to it more at some point, but
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do it. It's so crowded at this place that when I I did it at this place last year. I put it
Mhm,
on, I shopped around. It's super loud and I probably would have had a voiceover anyway because it was so crowded. But I didn't put it up. And I'm not even showing myself. I'm just like
mhm.
I don't know, like a
You
big
can just do
chicken.
random compilations too of like,
Yeah.
I don't know, just to show what you bought. 'Cause I mean, people will probably still watch that.
Yeah. I'm up. Well, you put yours up, and I've been thinking. I'm like, I'm gonna film there again and see what I think. And but you put it up. I was like, oh, I should do it. I should do it. I mean, I've been
That's
thinking
the
about
thing.
it for like a
I
year.
was kind yeah, I've been like thinking about it, and at first I was like, nah. But I'm like, you know what? Like eBay and everything is what makes me the money. I'm like, because I spent so much time streaming also, but I'm like,
Hmm.
eBay is where it's my job, and this would
Yeah.
just add on to that.
Hmm. Hmm.
So if I took a little bit less time on streaming and more time
Yeah.
on making content relating to what I do for a living,
Right.
a lot of people, a lot of my friends too and family, they're also like really curious. So I think this kind of helps them to know
Hmm.
what I'm up to because they're just like, oh, you just go to garage sales, you come home, you listen, that's it. And I'm like, no, there's so
Hmm.
much more to it. There's so much other things.
Yeah.
Um,
The other thing
so
I
yeah.
was thinking of too is if I did it. So I have 14-year-old,
Hmm.
and if he like he never wants to tag along, but if he does, he might want to do it if I'm filming it and putting it on YouTube and like
Hmm.
get him into it. So because he's always like, sometimes he'll be like, um, when I get a job or this and that. I was like, you just sell stuff on eBay. I mean, you'd make enough money selling if
Oh man, I wish
for
I would have known that.
his needs,
Like,
yeah.
I
And I
wish I'd have
keep
known
telling
that
him,
growing up.
hmm and he's got a room full of crap that could be sold because he's been at the weird crossover age where he's still got a lot of toys in there, in the
Hmm.
closet and stuff that he didn't really want to part with. And there's probably some things he won't part with. But
Hmm.
there's you know, but he's not playing with some of this stuff anymore. Like, we can sell
It
it.
might motivate him, like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
would I rather
Hmm.
keep it or
Yeah.
make, $20?
Right. I think he would also like to video edit, um, you know. So that's something I'm thinking about for just to do with him, but I don't know. We'll see. He's 14 is a crap age for boys. I don't know. He's terrible.
I kind of I had watched people resell for quite a while. I remember still
Mhm.
living at home, and there was this time I went to Goodwill and I bought like three things for $1, and I was like, I'm gonna sell them on Facebook. Because at the time it was just Facebook Marketplace. I was like, oh, if I do it locally, I don't have to deal with shipping. Because shipping scared me, taxes scared me. Like to like have to like do the taxes. Because I was at whatever age I was, maybe 14, probably about the age of your son. I
Yeah.
didn't know how it all worked. So I was
Right.
like that, and then it just like it didn't all make a lot of sense to me at the time. But I did want to, and then I,
Mhm.
was like, oh no, I got to go to college and finish school and like do all that. And now here I am doing this.
I I mean, you can I mean, that's the other thing, like whatever, he wants to do. You can do this is like a nice like you can do as little or as much as you want. If you want an
Mhm.
extra $100 a week, that's easy. Just for spending money, for fun money, whatever.
Mhm.
So, this is like the same thing. Like, it depends on where you live, where you go to college, but you could do that also, or just you didn't have to do eBay, just Facebook Marketplace stuff, so you wouldn't have to hold on to a lot of inventory or something.
Yeah,
I
that
bought
too. The shipping thing was what scared me the most. But actually, it's not that bad once you learn. Back
Yeah.
to the whole thing, you can, if you have any questions about how to do the reselling thing as far as shipping or anything like that, you can find videos on YouTube.
Oh yeah, I've
And
been
that's how I
watching them
learned.
forever. Absolutely. I bought I bought this thing for my chair because this is like an old chair. I don't have a nice
Hmm.
gaming chair like you, and it like wobbles, but it makes you sit up straight. I had one in my classroom
Uh-huh.
because the chair there was completely crap, but now I'm like, I
I
gotta
love
get
this
used to
one.
it. It makes you stand up,
Yeah.
but or it makes you sit up straighter, but
It's hard to get used to. I'm a
yeah, I'm
sloucher
not used to it
sometimes,
again.
so.
I'm a big sloucher, and but like I mean, you can still kind of slouch and sit on it. It just kind of keeps you. I don't know. I can't explain it, but it helps when you have an uncomfortable chair, which I do. So, all right. So the topic is
Inventory.
yay.
Woo. I don't quite know what you wanted to get into on that. I mean, I have a lot I could say about inventory.
Oh
Probably a
yeah,
lot of repeat
anything.
things that I've said, but
Well, I've been going through mine because I was like reorganizing,
Mhm.
and I'm still deciding like exactly what I want to do. There's different like some people I know you have right now you have bins. You have everything in bins,
Yep.
right? And I have like half bins, half shelves. Because I have a lot of breakables, so I put them on
Mhm.
shelves. I don't like having them in the bins. And then there's some other stuff that I was going through that I didn't want in the bins because like like I had like action like boxes and stuff that I thought, need to be a little nicer and like I'm throwing stuff in there and they get bent up. Um but I I don't have like well, let's talk about this first. I thought about like stuff, You put like stuff with it. And this is we thought about this topic before Trash to Cash was released today, and I just started watching it and I know they were talking about it, but we
Mhm.
thought about this topic before. We're already going to do this. Like stuff together, but I don't have enough like stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't
Like all the
buy
plush,
like
all the
yeah.
clothes, all
Well,
the
I do have a lot of plush, and I do the plush I haven't right now. Most of it's in like one bin, and that's fine because I have a lot of plush. But but I don't have a lot of everything else. Like I don't have a lot of clothes. I don't have a lot of hats. I don't have So do you do anything like that with your bins?
I
They're
wish I
just
did. I wish I
put them.
could, but
Hmm.
I just have, I have A1 through something, and I also have B1 through 12 of the B bins. But I
Hmm.
also have all my smalls in those little organizers that I had showed, like they're like little earring organizers for the closet. It
Right.
has a hanger
Hmm.
on it. So I have all my
Hmm.
smalls in there. But usually, if I have multiple of one item, I try to put them all in the same bin, unless
Yeah.
they are different. Say one is a little damaged more than the other, I'll make sure to put those in separate bins so I don't accidentally grab
Okay.
the other
Yeah.
one thinking,
Hmm.
or like I'll put a note in my SKU being like, make sure to double check that this is the right one, or check pics or whatever.
Yeah.
um I wish I could do that, but that's also going to the trailer thing that I had talked about in the
Uh-huh.
Discord, where I might be getting a enclosed trailer for some of my
Hmm.
extra inventory to see
Yeah.
how that plays out.
Hmm.
I would like to do that. I would like to get like thought about like buying a big shoe organizer and putting all my shoes
Yeah. You
in
have a
there
lot of
like
shoes
that.
too.
Or
Hmm.
I remember watching an old Harry Tornado video when he was living at his old house when he first had like, not when he first started, but he was, getting up there on YouTube. He just made a bunch of the USPS shoe boxes, like pre-made them, and
Yeah.
like put the shoes in them and just stacked them and just did it that way. And once one sold, he would pull it out, tape it up, and ship it out.
Okay. Did he leave like the end open so you knew what was
Yeah,
what?
yeah, yeah.
Like a
Yep,
big
exactly.
yeah. That's actually a good idea.
So I thought about doing that.
Mhm.
There's also a section at the front of the trailer. It's like a triangle shelf because at the front, the trailer goes like this, and
Yeah.
it's a big. There's like shelves right there. I thought about putting all my
Mhm.
breakables on those,
Yeah. Mhm.
so that way they're out. Um,
Right.
Yeah, there's a whole big thing I have with that. I can go talk about that forever, but I'm just in a dilemma with, well, one, getting the trailer here, which I'm waiting for the ground to harden up so we can like bring it onto the property without the mud. Like,
Right. Yeah.
um, but my problem is I have a flow with how my inventory system works. So all my stuff for eBay is downstairs.
Mhm.
So I get home, I usually like set it down in the kitchen, whatever, but then I bring it down. Right when you come down the stairs, it's my listing area. So I usually set all the items I bring in right there and it sits there.
Mhm.
Then I
Yeah.
list it, and then down the hallways, all my bins, and then it's my office in here. So like it has a flow in how it works. Well, the thing is, I don't want to go do that system. Say, I bring all the stuff in here, bring them all the way downstairs here, list them,
Mhm.
and then take them out to the trailer. And then once they sell, bring them back and bring them back in here into my office to pack them up to ship. So
Right.
I'm also wondering, like, should I pre-package everything that goes into that trailer? So that way,
Mm.
like, once something sells, I just have to keep some tape out there and tape it shut, slap a label. It's just,
I
so I'm like, I
wouldn't. I
can't
would
really
just
put a
get your
desk out
IKEA
there.
bag and go out there. I would go out there with an IKEA bag and a phone and go shopping.
Yep.
Okay, so that just put it in a bag
Your
and bring
pick
it in.
list. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Because I'm like, I don't
Yeah.
want to, get all this extra space and misuse it by
Yeah.
pre-packing everything, because that's just going to add so
Yeah.
much more
That's
bulk. So,
yeah. I mean, you're gonna have a lot of space, so you can somewhere. I mean, it is an extra step to go out there, but
mhm.
I think it
Or we
for you
talked
it
about
might
working
it
on the garage
be
here. Now that's getting
worth it. Uh
nicer.
huh. Yeah.
So maybe I could start putting stuff out in the garage, and we could
Hmm.
definitely like put a computer out there, maybe my shipping label maker or
Yeah.
whatever. But it works right now because the weather's decent. But once it
Hmm.
gets really hot again or really
Yeah. Really
cold, I'm
cold.
not going to
Yeah.
want to do that. And so
Yeah.
it's just, I have a whole dilemma because I'm like, I would love to buy a shed and like make it perfect and just put everything out there. But we're not
Hmm.
quite there yet.
Yeah.
So,
But I mean, you could definitely grow your business with extra space because
yeah,
I
that's
know
what
that
makes me really
you're
excited because
low
I
on it.
like,
Yeah. Hmm.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
as I've said, I'm
Hmm.
not low on, what's the word? I I've still been listing my death pile really well, or my stuff I bring in really well. It's I'm
Hmm.
running out of space to store the stuff that I list. So it's
Right.
like I have
Right.
just bins just full of random stuff that are overflowing with no lids on them because that's where like my holding spot is until I get
Hmm.
space in my
Right.
custom SKU bins. So yeah, that's my issue right now. And I
Plus,
mean, put stuff on
it,
sale, try to get it out,
yeah.
like yeah, but it's just not.
Well, it's garage sale season too, so you kind of want to load up, you
And
know?
I'm already loaded up down here, so it's like I need to do something, or it's gonna be like
Right.
a hoarder house in here.
Yeah. Mhm.
So, yeah,
Yeah. Well,
that's what
if
we're working on.
any I know we've said this before, if there's any advice, it's like just make sure you get it at least a little bit of a system in place so you know where your stuff is. So you're not like
Mhm.
some people who shall remain nameless who are always looking for their things. I mean, every once in a
They're
while I'm like,
fixing it.
where is it? Yeah, no. He's fixing it. Every once in a while I'm like, where is it? I thought it was on this shelf. And then I go back and I look again and it's there. You know, you just missed it. But I do have my one of my friends that I taught with, she was like, this teacher
Mhm.
superpower. It's like, you've got chaos because kids are a mess, but you always know where you put stuff. I mean, unless the kids move it, you know where you put it. Like you have a pile of junk and you're like, oh, that paper, it's over here. But
Mhm.
so my problem was I started out and I was like, I I didn't think, I guess in the back of my head I didn't think it was going to work out. But anyway, I started and it was basically just in this room and there's not a lot of room in this room and I had stuff all in that shelf and there was a couple other shelves in here and I had what I was buying and I was listing and I was putting it on a shelf in here and then like I was quickly like, oh my god, I can't I can't do this. Like
Mhm.
I got to move. Cuz then I was trying to ship it out of here and everything and it was like, what am I doing? So then I cleared out a spot downstairs and I set up for pictures and shipping and then I started moving all the stuff downstairs. I still have stuff in the other room that's like the clothes and stuff that I haven't done yet. I was going to do it this weekend, but I'm almost there. I'm almost there. I almost have the
Well, I
spot
heard you
for
say
it.
on the Discord you've been busy listing and you sold a
Yeah.
little bit, so that's good.
Yeah, I had a better weekend this weekend. And it's funny because I hadn't listed anything the one day, but I went down there and I started looking through a bin, and I was just like doing an inventory of a couple bins when I had like a minute. And it was a couple things that I looked at that were like old things, old listings, and they
Mhm.
sold. I was like, what? And I hadn't listed anything that day. I hadn't done anything with my eBay store except touch a couple old things. I think it works. Go in there and look and see what you have every once in a while, and like put it out there in the universe for it to sell. But
Yes.
I did. So I've sold more than a few older things without even doing anything. Like, so I went downstairs to specifically just do inventory and rearrange stuff because I got some new shelves. And I went through the bins first, and I took like some of the breakable things and stuff that I didn't think should be in a bin, and
Mhm.
I took that out. And then I wrote down what's in each bin, and I started arranging the shelves and everything. And so that's basically what I did. And I got all my breakables on the shelves, and I still have plenty. I still have lots of room to fill up more. I have more room in my bins, so I can hit the death pile. Um, but yeah, that's what I've been doing. And I I do think there's something to just looking at your inventory every once in a while and seeing what you have. I know they were talking on Trash. And did you listen to Trash to Cash yet?
Yep, I just got
It
done
was just when
listening to
yeah,
it.
I
Yep.
didn't finish. I have like 10 minutes left. But they they're talking about like having your death pile where you can't see it, you know? And it's kind of, I think it goes for your listed stuff too. Even
I
like
thought
you're
they were
like,
talking about
oh,
their listed stuff because Dave was talking about putting all this, getting rid of bins and putting all this stuff out on the shelf so you can actually see it
yeah, he
all.
was talking about that too. But he was talking
Mhm.
about like his death pile, I guess, in
Oh
his
yeah, yeah,
trailer
yeah,
was
that's what
all
he
in
did.
bins. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he
You're
put
right.
that out so you could see it. And I do like being able to see it, but bins are easy and they keep stuff clean, and
Yeah, I use bins because one, I
hmm
have 3 cats,
yeah.
so I don't
Hmm.
want them stepping all over everything or getting
Yeah.
hair all over everything or
Hmm.
getting into the shelves because I know they will. If I have
Yeah. Oh,
shelves,
yeah.
like it,
And they'll be up in
they
there.
will like yeah, they'll go like find a hiding spot in there. So no, I that doesn't work
Yeah.
for me. But also the thing with me that bugs me about bins is I have all of them stacked 3 high out in the
Hmm.
hallway over there, and I hate it. If I sell something that's on the bottom, I have to unstack it
Ugh.
all. It
wait till
sucks.
you get old and you're bending down. That's what
Yeah, I
sucks. I'm
hate
like,
it.
oh, this sucks.
And
The
I'm like, I'd love to get rid of enough where I just have it
Yeah.
2 stacked because
Yeah.
that'd be a lot easier, but I'd have to get rid of so much. And I'm like, I'm already putting my store on like a lot of sales going on, and it's
Right.
just I can't get stuff to move quite as fast as I would like it to. So
Yeah. Yeah. It's not. We're just in a. It's just a
it's a
little bit of a
weird.
slump at the moment, I
My
think, for
sales have
everybody.
been pretty great the past few
Yeah.
days, but it's
Yeah.
been higher
Mine.
dollar items, not getting stuff to move though, like
Yeah. I
multiple
haven't.
things.
I didn't. I sold a lot of things, but not big dollar items, like
Mhm.
$20. 20 to 30. But yeah, and it's just the up and the downs. But yeah, I get you. I actually I don't have that many bins, but they're just too stacked high
Mhm.
because especially if they and I tried that was the other thing. I tried to make like if it wasn't don't I don't want one that's super heavy. You're like, "Oh, you know, lugging it down." But I put all my breakables on shelves. I have a lot. Like that's what I'm drawn to when I go shopping. I had so I did do a little bit of like on the shelves. Like I put breakables, duh, plates, bowls, stuff that I had with that was that like little figurines and knickknacks.
Mhm.
I have a lot of teapots and teacups. Oh, I have a ton of creamers. If you're in need of a creamer, a
Little creamer
vintage creamer,
jars.
come to my
Yeah.
come to my store. I guess I do sell a lot of them, and I have a lot of them. I just they're so easy. It's and and then I took like stuff that was small. Like I took little things out of my bins that kind of get lost in the bottom, and I put
Uh-huh.
those in. And I had those in like some baskets on the shelves because I know it was in the bin, and you're like, you have to take everything out because it's at the bottom, and it's like some little, ornament or toy or something.
Mhm.
I did that. I don't. So my bins. This crossed over from teaching because I used to put stickers to label where things were, but I'd put,
Mhm.
or like back before all the kids had a computer, they had little Chromebooks, and I had computers in the classroom. You'd give them names. Oh, you can be on, SpongeBob. That was so. Anyway, I have lots of stickers. So
Mhm.
my bins are stickers, like Ron Swanson and the Doctor from Doctor Who, and all four houses from Hogwarts, and then
Is that your SKUs?
yeah,
Oh, that's
and then
awesome.
and then so now I wanted to tell you this because I got your sticker. So you're one shelf, ink picker is a shelf, and then there's like,
Woo!
so it's like five, it's like one, two, three, four, five. And
Uh-huh.
then the only other sticker I have from another reseller is ABC Matt. Shout out ABC Matt, you're my SKU on the other
I
side.
bet.
And then, well, actually, no, I shouldn't say that, because then I got little NC, when I bought something from them, NC Flipper and NC Picker stickers. So I use those on my other shelves, the new ones that I got this week.
I would love to do that if I had like a bunch of little shelves, but for now they're in my like reusable sticker book. So at some point I could do that because I could just
Yeah.
like take them out of the little sticker book
Hmm.
and do
Yep.
that. So that'd be
I
cool.
just put them on the top shelf, and then just, there's five. It was one, two, three, four, five. So I know, like, ink picker three. It's over there. So I so I know some people don't use SKUs, but
Mhm.
even though I kind of usually know where I put stuff. Well, the bins is a different story. Like, I'd have to, because they all look this. Well, they don't all. I have a couple different kinds, but they look the same. I wouldn't know where something was. Um,
Mhm.
but I think, for the sake of, like, quickness, I do like, oh, it's there, it's on that shelf, or because I didn't have that before, and I knew it was on the shelf, but I didn't know which one. So I'm like,
Mhm.
is it on the bottom? Is it on the top? I've kind of arranged it now. So I would advise using that custom SKU for anybody.
Yes. I use
I
it
mean,
all the time
yeah, and you can put a lot of
for
stuff in there,
everything.
not just your inventory where you're keeping it. I've started putting month and year of, like, when, because I've been ending and sell similar. So, like, how you're doing
Yeah, so it's
sales or
hard
all
for you
that
to keep
stuff.
track of when you
Yeah,
bought it. Yeah.
yeah. So, at least I know when I listed it. And then, if you cross post, you can put it in. You can put where you cross posted in there. What other, sites?
Mhm. For me, yeah, so I just struggle with the bins. That really
Hmm.
sucks. Just
Yeah,
lifting it, it just like it's repetitive and it kind of sucks. I'm like, I
yeah.
dread
I
selling
would I
anything
would
that's in
have
the bottom bin.
shelves. I would have shelves for everything if I could. It's just
But what
shelves
I
are
could do,
ridiculously expensive. Like, they're
oh yeah,
stupid expensive. It's so
oh yeah,
dumb. Like, this, I don't even have the really nice metal ones. These are like cheap
hmm,
plastic ones from Harbor Freight, and they're $50 each. I'm like,
yep. I've got two of them in my garage of those kind. But
yeah.
yeah, it's
Uh-huh.
um. But I'd hope if I got the trailer, maybe I could put as I would hope I could fit all my inventory in there. But I don't know if I would
Yeah.
like to do that.
Yeah.
Um, because I kind of would want it where maybe I have just a smaller section of inventory in the hallway down here, like reclaim some
Yeah.
of the hallway back and
Right.
put the bulk of it in the trailer. But we'll
Hmm.
see. I don't know yet if that's like
Yeah.
I want to do it, but I also might change my mind before it becomes time. But
Yeah. I mean, I'm still, like, debating, like, what I want where, and how, if I want to put, like, stuff in one place, or
I would
I
like to do
kind
that.
I kind of have that, but not. I don't know. I don't, like I said, I don't have enough, like, stuff to be like, you know, oh, there's I don't buy like 500 hats at a time like these, like a lot of
Mhm.
these guys that you watch that are that pick, they're like, oh, I bought all these hats, and I'm like, no,
I
I
don't
don't know,
like
it's not.
selling hats.
Yeah.
I've never really picked up a good one, and they always end up sitting forever.
Yeah, me either. I think I
So
only have one right now, and I had some a while ago, and they stunk, so I got rid of them.
mhm.
But I like that shoe thing. That's cool. But I don't
Yeah.
sell as many shoes as
I've
you do.
always wanted to do that because I
Mhm.
have a lot of shoes. Like, I could
Yeah. Uh
probably
huh.
get rid of a few bins just by
Right.
putting all my shoes and, like, pre-packing them in the shoe boxes, kinda using it as
Yeah.
storage, but also,
Uh
like,
huh.
once it sells, it's already in a box.
Right.
Um, but I don't know. I could also do that here, but I really lack storage space in the house,
Mhm.
so I really couldn't do that in the house anywhere, but I don't know. See how that is if I
It would be an
decide.
easy thing in your storage trailer, though. You have like a
Yeah.
whole wall of shoes.
Yep, and just get a
Oh.
dehumidifier for the summer because it gets muggy out here.
Yeah, it's same here. I have one in the basement. I just run it all the time. It doesn't,
Mhm,
like, it's on now, and it'll just run for, because it's pretty dry here right now. Like, even I'm like, um,
mhm.
but like in the summertime, I got to change it several times a day down there. But it keeps it, not as keeps it from being gross.
Yeah, that's the thing, I don't wanna jeopardize any inventory. Like, yeah, I
Yeah.
get more space, but, if I move it out there for it to get ruined,
Hmm.
there's, like, no point in even doing it. So,
Yeah.
um, there's something else I thought about, but,
I mean, they
um
people that use their garage, you have to do that in the garage too. Like, whatever your extra spaces you're looking to, unless you get a like a storage unit that's, that has air condition, is climate controlled.
mhm.
You got to do
We
it
have one of
anyway.
those here, but I just don't trust them. I've heard about so many getting broken into or
I would. They're
it's
so
just
expensive. I wouldn't.
yeah, and that
I
there's
wouldn't.
something inventory-wise that I had thought about, but I didn't write it down, and now I forgot. Um, yeah, I've just been working on trying to get stuff cleared out, but also sourcing a bit too because I get bored and I'm like, well, I need stuff to list and
I know. I have.
worry about.
I have a very large death pile. My death pile is mostly in. I have bankers boxes, and that was originally what I was going to store stuff in
Mhm.
when I still had stuff up here, and then I was like, I got to move out of here. This isn't working. Um, so I've been putting the stuff in there, and
Mhm.
so what my plan is just to grab one, you know, list. So
It makes it a lot easier that way when it's like a controlled amount. It's like, oh, whatever
yeah,
fits in here, we just list this
yeah,
today.
and I list this today or whatever, or however many I feel like it. But yeah, it's also not it's also not spread in bags everywhere.
Yeah,
But I have a lot of stuff. But I am going to that sale on Saturday. I don't care.
that's me too. I'm like, I want to load up on stuff, but
Hmm. But I made, but I did. Oh, I know what I wanted to say. But before I say it, but I made all this room. I did like move some stuff around in the bins so that I know that they all have like some space in them now, so I can use. You know what I mean?
mhm.
They all have stuff in them, but they all have space, and I still have like plenty of room on my shelves. So I'm ready to get some more stuff up. I got to get back over 500 because I'm like I've dipped below my 500 listings. I mean, I wanted to be by 1,000 by now, but
Mhm.
other things happen.
Life
But
happens.
yeah. But I think my mother's on the mend, so I don't have to drive her around as much.
That's good.
But
Um, I'm
oh,
just
I know what.
scrolling through. Oh,
Yeah,
go ahead.
I wanted to say in doing inventory, and I haven't even. I've just went through, like, I wrote it all down, and now I have to go and just put it in and make sure it lines up in my SKUs on eBay. I
Mhm.
did all my bins. I haven't done most of the shelves yet, but I found like 3 or 4 things that aren't listed anymore. I mean, I know they
Mhm.
were. I only put them away when they're listed. So
That happened to
that's
me when I went
another
through
reason
mine.
to do it, because you have like there's stuff sitting there. Why isn't it selling? Well, it's not even listed anymore. I don't know where it went because I know I listed them. eBay ate them.
They're
So,
gone.
hmm.
So kind of on the reselling topic, I purchased my reseller genie.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then that's when we had that whole topic of taxes on the Discord, which I didn't really mean for it to happen, but we had talked about it, and I
Oh,
was just like, I like it. I like my reseller
right,
genie. Besides the fact, I'm gonna have to do hours of data entry to
right.
put in what I initially paid for each item. And then I
Hmm.
was told about the cash in and out method, and I'm like, oh, I didn't know this. The way I was taught to do my spreadsheets was to account for every single item.
Right.
So that's what I've been doing, which I like
Hmm.
because I can look at an item and be like, I made exactly this much money on it rather than,
Right.
oh, I just made this much amount of money in this amount of time.
Right.
Like, and whatever. So I bought it and I worked on it for like a few hours that first day and I didn't even get close to being done, like with inputting how much I spent on the inventory that has been sold or that's even in my system.
Yeah.
So I'm working on that, but also I'm waiting on getting back with my accountant or my tax lady. About that if I decide to switch over to the cash method, how I'd have to do that because I already have things I accounted for with the accrual method. I love
Right.
taxes. Love them.
Yeah.
But
So accrual, you're doing like, I bought this for this much. I bought
yep.
this for this much, and then when it sells, you account for
Yep. Then I
that.
put in the taxes, you put in the
Hmm.
shipping fee, whatever.
Yeah.
And then that's how I do it. And
Cash,
that's how I have
cash
done it the
is
past few years.
right, and cash is, and I we touched on this before because I was like, I
Mhm.
started to do that when I started. I was like, I'm going to be serious about this, and I do it. And I was like, I can't be serious if I got to do it this way. Um, you know, okay, I spent this much. I sold this much. Here's what I made.
Yep.
Yeah. So I don't think I could do it
So
that
now
way.
I've put a
My
pause on
husband.
the.
Yeah.
Oh,
You put a
yeah.
pause. You're paused on it because you're waiting for the
Yeah,
accountant.
so I'm waiting to figure it out because I'm like, well, I'm like, what do I do with all this stuff that I've purchased in the past 2 years that I'd use the accrual method for
Right.
if I decide to switch over to the cash method? Because I'd love to. I mean, shoot. I mean, if I, but the whole reason why I purchased my reseller genie is because I'm doing the accrual method and I fell behind on doing my spreadsheets since
Right.
January. Like
Right.
I just haven't had time.
Uh huh.
And so I decided I was like, okay, I'm just going to purchase it. $20 a month is the most expensive one. And it's like, if you say I pay myself like $10 an hour, like
Yeah.
I already spend more than 2 hours on it. So it's like, it's worth my time,
Right.
but that's undercutting everything. But
Right.
so I'm excited to get it settled once it does get settled, but I'm still waiting
Yeah.
on emails
Yeah.
and such. So
Now, did they? You were were you just doing it this accrual way before um, you went to the tax person, or they just like taken what you got and didn't give you any
accrual
advice?
method is just the way I learned how to do it. Like once I
Right.
started reselling, I
Yeah.
don't know who recommended it, but I used a spreadsheet. I forgot who it was. It's a female reseller, and she like made a spreadsheet, and she's like, "Here's what
Yeah.
you use," and
I think you know what I mean. I think I know who you mean, but I can't remember who it was. I remember
yeah, and
seeing it.
I've been using her spreadsheet for since then, and that's all I've
Mm-hmm.
used. I just like would make one for each month and then every
Right.
year with the new year just start a new group of spreadsheets and do it that way. And that's all I've done. And I didn't know any other way. I didn't know you could do a cash method. So or the
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
cash in and out
Right.
method. So I guess we'll see. I don't like changing my ways, but I
Right.
am convinced, it does save a ton of time and I can see that.
It's a lot of
But
time that I think, and I'm not a tax person, and I had no
yes,
idea if
neither
I'm
one of us are
what I'm
tax people.
talking about. I've no, and just put it out there. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I think doing it the accrual method, like you maybe get, it might be finite, like a little bit better for your taxes,
Mhm.
but it's the time thing versus it's the time spent doing that versus the time actually making more money.
And see, I don't mind that, like, because
So, mhm,
I don't know, people might get mad at me for this. I don't mind doing it because I'm very particular about that. I like to know, okay, I bought
right.
this for this much and I
Mhm.
sold it for this much and I paid exactly this much in shipping on it. I
Yeah.
paid exactly
Mhm.
this much in fee. I love
Yeah.
knowing that.
Right.
Although
Mhm.
that information is not really super useful. It's just kind of for me and for my
Right.
tax
Mhm.
person.
Yeah, and
But
if you like knowing that and you like doing it, that's fine. I think the argument is, and like the argument that was put forth is that if you're spending time on that, it's not making you money. It's not making you enough money. You might save a little more in taxes,
mhm,
but you could potentially be sourcing and listing and
yeah.
making even more money than the little bit you would save on taxes. And it's
Yeah.
you know,
I totally get it because, like, with the cash in and out
mhm.
methods, basically your
Yeah.
bank account keeping track of all that for you. It's
Right.
basically like your
Yeah.
accounting system.
Yeah.
But so basically, my complaint is that I
Mhm.
have to spend a few hours taking my old spreadsheet that I have.
Mhm.
I have how many stuff lists? I have like 900 things listed, and then I also have sold like I think it is like 400 or something since 2023 started, so I have to do all of those, put those
Right.
amounts in. And after that I'm done. Once I add more new things to it, I just have to go in there and I can add the thing I like about my reseller Genie too. I don't mean to like push it like all these other resellers are, but I love how I can put where I bought it and the date I bought it. And then
Mhm.
it inputs that info into spreadsheets. It's like, oh, you know, it was showing me like my average dollar amount of sales with like
Mhm.
how long the items been listed and stuff like that. And I
Right.
love
Uh-huh.
that.
Yeah. It's I
So
mean, it's nice data to have. You wish that
yeah,
eBay could give it to you like that,
I
you know what
yeah. So
I mean?
that's my only complaint. I might just go ahead and just do the accrual method. 'Cause I understand
Mhm.
their arguments, but it's like I personally for me and probably to make it
Mhm.
easier for my accountant too, because this is how we've been doing it. Just
Yeah.
do it that way, and
Right.
just. But I'll see. I'm still waiting on some responses on emails and stuff,
Right.
but
Mhm.
it's just I have to sit here for maybe another few hours and put in all those individual amounts, which really sucks. But I did data entry for a while as a job. So it's basically like my
Uh-huh.
old job. But I'm like, I was
Yeah.
sitting there, I was like, oh my gosh, this reminds me of my old job and how much I hated just sitting here on a computer and like opening one thing. Okay, input the numbers. Okay, close it. Okay, now I have another thing that's the same exact thing, but I have to like,
Mhm.
so. Anyways,
Yeah,
but
I
I'm excited
wish
for it to be
it
like all streamlined and just I
right.
have all my numbers
I,
right there.
it's a thing that would be cool if that was easily done in eBay. Like there's places like you could put how much you originally paid in the custom SKU and you could look, you know what I mean, that kind of thing.
Hmm.
But like if it was all there and it did that for you and you could see those numbers and how long it was listed and what, you know, what you bought it for, if you
Hmm.
could, if there was a what I bought it for thing. But
That would've been
yeah,
so easy to
I
like,
know
if
for
they
me,
would've
I'm not
done
gonna
that.
do it. If my husband gets, I don't think he would make me do it. Um, I haven't been making enough yet to cause concern for anything,
Mhm.
you know? I'm like what I'm making at the moment is like, you know, what other people would be fun money. You know, just you know, I'm getting there, but you know, but I don't know if I don't think he would if I got to a better point. If he'd be like, "Oh, you have to put in," I'd be like, "Nope, not doing
It's
it."
just I've been doing it this
And
way
that's
for
just
so
me.
long, it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's to me, it's just
Well,
like, "Oh, it's
it's
part of
but you know
the
what?
job."
I thought it was a this part this discussion that we were having on Discord wasn't the wasn't what they were like, you know, stirring the pot or whatever.
Mhm.
This was this was the actual discussion because there are pros and cons to each one.
Mhm.
You know. So you have to decide what's best for you.
And see, I
Um
didn't know that people were
the other
doing this other method, so
yeah.
I
Yeah.
learned that, but I'm also like, maybe, I kinda like this method more because it's more in depth for me because 'cause I'm
Mhm.
just a particular
That's
person
good. Right.
on
Uh-huh.
it
Yeah.
works for me, and
Mhm.
it all comes down to what works better for you, and but if it
Right,
was me also
exactly.
selling part-time, I'm only selling, say, 20 items a month.
Mhm.
That's easy to do a spreadsheet of accrual
Oh
method
yeah.
that
Uh-huh.
way.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So it's, because
Absolutely.
that's what I did. That's what I did
Right.
since the beginning. So I'm used to it. But now it's like I'm
Yeah.
ramping up I'm going to start
Uh-huh.
selling more items, that's where
Right.
it
Well,
becomes a
I mean,
problem.
that's where you want to get a professional opinion and not
Hmm.
just, you
Yes,
know,
that, and then so
the internet accountants.
yeah, and that's what I said in the Discord. I'm like, you
Yeah.
shouldn't be taking. No one should be taking advice from random people
Yeah.
online. Talk to an
The
accountant,
the
because
real
ultimately,
the real controversy on this was whether or not the IRS is going to come after you for little things, and whether they're going to come after the person doing the cash method and want to see all your receipts, and that's really
yeah,
if they're coming after me, so be it. I don't know, they're not going to get any money out of
it
me,
is
but
what it is.
yeah, I mean, they can come after anybody, whether you're doing it this way, or if you're whether you're doing it cash or accrual, it doesn't matter. Sometimes those audits are just pull a name out of a hat, you know?
Hmm.
So just keep records. However you're keeping them and whatever works for you, just keep them. And take
Also,
all the deductions you can get.
yes, I keep track of all that gas.
Gas,
Uh,
mileage. Um,
some accountants could advise you that you could keep track of food if you're X amount of miles away from home. It
mm-hmm.
counts as food, like
Yeah.
mine does.
Mm-hmm.
But she talk to your own accountant. Don't take that from me.
Yeah.
Um, what other shipping expenses?
Mm-hmm.
Also, I was looking at the our last episode to see comments, but I saw in the description you put also Mo may be banned from somewhere.
Oh,
What do you
yeah.
mean?
Oh,
what,
remember
what do you?
remember Max sold? I was talking about Max sold.
Oh
I
yeah. Okay.
didn't go
Okay.
pick
Okay.
up the couch. I don't think I'm
Yeah. Okay.
banned because I can still get on the site. Let me look now.
That's
I
funny.
um
And then while you're doing that,
yeah.
Vicky Shaw
That was my
6211.
attempt at clickbait.
We got a comment from Vicky Shaw 6211. How do you get to the Discord you were talking about? The trash to cash blah, 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 blah. Trash to cash Discord. Um, if you go to their YouTube, Trash to Cash podcast, they have a Patreon. As long as you pay into that, the cheapest is like $3 a month. I think that's the one I'm on because I'm a
Mm-hmm.
cheapskate.
Yep.
Um,
Me
you
too.
also then get access to their Discord group, which is basically a giant group chat with, I think, how many people are on there now? I
I
can
mean,
look.
there's a lot of people, but there's some people that don't engage.
Yeah, they just joined and that's it. So I think maybe
Yeah.
they just
Um,
read or something. I don't know.
but
And
if you want a little more
a little more of
camaraderie
an
and a little less Facebook drama, that's the place to be.
as I say, it's a little bit of an upgrade from Facebook.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. There's still some yeah, there's still some little things on there, but it's fun.
Yeah.
Um
No, nothing too bad. There's nothing bad in it. Just people being weird, but that's everywhere.
it's fun though. I really
Hmm.
enjoy it actually.
Yep.
But yeah, so that's how you get there. You do have to pay, although I don't know if you stop paying for the Patreon. If you get still stay in there, I don't think Dave's going through and kicking you out if you're not paying,
Yeah, I don't know.
um but anyways, so yeah, it's pretty fun. We're talking there. We've also got like a couple of little extra side things. Like we have a little separate chat on there for like if you're going on the Vegas trip. There's also one for the reseller rally that's happening. There's also a little Phillies meetup in there that
Yep.
someone's putting on, so we made a little
Yep.
extra for that. Um there's just like pet
Lots
pictures, weather channel.
entertainment channel, a lot of
You can
music
talk about
talk in there,
yep,
and
music and
movies.
movies. We got a video games channel, even though we don't. Last time that was used was 20 days ago. It looks like.
It's like it comes and goes. It's like, if
Yeah.
somebody's, but it's fun.
Um. But yeah, as far as inventory, back to I guess the main topic that we really haven't talked about a lot in this episode. I don't have much to say about inventory other than like I have a lot of things and I need more space, but I don't really have the means for a lot of space. I have some options, but I don't really know what's best for me quite yet.
Yeah.
But Gotta figure it
I
out because
wish
garage
I
sale
had
season's
your
coming.
option. I would take your
Uh,
trailer option. I don't have a yard for, I don't even have, I mean, I could have a tiny little shed in my yard. I don't have room for like, big mansion sheds like Commonwealth Picker. Death Pile Picker is getting a big one,
Yeah,
right?
it looks really nice. I
Yeah.
really like it. I like how he put like the lattice or whatever at the bottom,
Yeah,
made it look
uh-huh.
really nice.
Right.
But here's the thing about the trailer that I'm also I'm really particular about what we put on our property. I want it to look nice and like
Uh-huh.
aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
like I've been told, "Oh, you should get a shipping container." I think shipping containers are pretty ugly. I don't like
Mhm.
them.
Yeah,
Like,
I
yeah,
know.
you could put like a cute little roof on them, make them look like a
Yeah.
little house or whatever. But I'm like,
Uh-huh.
eh, the thing about the trailer, my dad advised if I was not going to be moving it around very much, I should put it on jack stands and remove the tires because otherwise the
Mhm.
tires will just rot away.
Right.
I'm like,
Uh-huh.
okay. But I'm like, okay, now how do I make that look nicer on my property? Because I just think it would look kind of,
Yeah. Well, you
I
could
don't
do the
know.
lattice around it. You could do the
Eh, you
lattice around
could.
it.
You could.
What's it
Yeah.
what's it look like on the outside? Like what
It's
color?
just gray.
Gray.
I think it's gray. It's a dark gray, I believe.
Mhm.
But um
Yeah, if you have
but
it
yeah,
jacked up,
so
you can just put that around there. Paint it black.
I don't think I'd paint it. It's already an okay color for me,
No,
but it's just how it
I'm talking
looks.
if you put the lattice on the
Oh, the
bottom.
lattice. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could do
Yeah,
that
you could
too.
hide the jacks.
But it
I
depends also because
Yeah.
if we had like we don't have a fenced in backyard, but if we did, it'd be like hiding it, so like I wouldn't feel like I need to make it look nice. Because
Mhm.
like right now, you could just drive by and you see everything on the property, so it's like
Mhm.
we'd like a
Yeah.
fence, but we don't have that yet. That's a whole bit another project that we'd like to do. Oh, we're
Fences
getting
are
new floors.
expensive.
I'm excited about
Oh
that.
yeah,
We're getting
yeah,
new
I
flooring
like them. They're
upstairs.
nice.
Nice dark gray. It's gonna be
Mhm.
really nice. Because our house is a flipped house and for the most part it's okay, but they didn't do the flooring right upstairs. The
Mhm.
subfloor is garbage. So there's like
Yeah.
random dips and
Mhm.
the whatever laminate lock-in whatever it is, it's
Yeah.
just falling apart. It's only
Yeah.
been 2 years that we've lived here and it's just not doing
If
well.
you don't have a good subfloor and if you don't put it in right, because I know I had an aunt that had they when they moved in, they ripped out carpets and they put a laminate in the kitchen. But
Mhm.
my uncle is not very good at that stuff, and he put it in the wrong way. Like you have to, I think if the beams or the joists are going one way, the floor has to go this way.
Oh.
Because I think if it goes this way, and they're starting to pop up and stuff, and they've since gotten new floors, but
Yeah,
yeah,
so
if you don't put that stuff in right.
we're hiring a professional and this is considered luxury laminate that we're getting and we've looked at like the thickness
Ooh
of
la
it
la.
because we
Uh-huh.
ripped one off the floor and it's
Yeah.
like paper thin, like the little lips
Oh
on it
yeah.
you could just like rip
Uh-huh.
it off. This other stuff,
Right.
it's sturdy and I'm like, okay, it's
Yeah.
gonna be done right, they're gonna fix it up. Then we're gonna
Yeah.
have nice dark floors
Mhm.
upstairs. I'm so excited. So
That's
that's gonna
awesome.
happen in May and then it's on a Friday and they like were scheduling us yesterday because we finally like decided and got
Hmm.
it all like in the works. And they're like, okay, Friday, May 5th, I think it was. And my husband's
Yeah.
like, does that work with you? I'm like, well, I told him, I'm like, well, do you plan to be home? He's like, yeah. And I was like, okay, good, because I might be out at garage sales that day. I was
Right?
like, when we have things like that, I prefer for him to be home too when we have like workers in our
Yeah.
house or
Me
whatever.
too, yeah.
But I was like, yeah, I'll probably be out at garage sales that day when, when we go. And the sales guy laughed. He thought that was funny. But yeah, any gems of sales within the past week?
um, no, it definitely picked up
Mhm.
over the weekend. I'm trying to see what I sold. Ugh,
I had that supernatural backpack for 90. That was
that's
pretty cool. I didn't expect it to
awesome.
sell because um apparently there is one that was like a little more special that's worth more
Uh-huh.
money, but this one wasn't quite it. And I was thinking I
Yeah.
priced it wrong, but no, it sold. Um had those Y2K platforms that I talked about in my on my YouTube channel. You guys could hop on over and my YouTube channel is just Inked Picker. I didn't even talk
Mhm.
about it. Well, that's
Yeah.
what's called. You could if you just put Inked Picker on YouTube, you'll find it.
I'll put the link in the
Yeah, there you
description.
go, there you go. Shoes, Hoka's, I sold for $44. They were like the extra wide. That's it. Oh, the Disney Mickey Mouse Club cardigan, $60. They went to France.
Wow.
So, but they use like a forwarder, so it's like going to somewhere on the East Coast, I think, and then it's shipping out from there. But as long as it makes it to that, we're good. Um,
Yeah, I had
yeah.
nothing big, but I got rid of old. I had like a an elephant paperweight that sold for like 20 bucks. I had this basket. I had this like hanging round wicker white basket that I've had forever. And I
Hmm.
swear, every week, some like not even every week, like every day, I get a new like on it and I send an offer and nobody buys it. And it finally sold for full price. I was like,
That's funny.
yay, get it out of here.
Woo!
So, yeah, I had a couple $100 worth of sales, I guess, this weekend. I sold a creamer and just some old glassware that I had, like
I've been
glass,
selling
like
lots of
bowls and stuff that I
shoes.
had. I can't, well, we talked about that. I don't find shoes around here, but my mom, I, she did give me a couple pairs that I need to
Uh-huh.
list. And I think I have some Vans that my son only wore a couple times. He said they were too tight,
Hmm.
but that's only I can't find good shoes. That's the only time I get shoes is
Yep.
if he outgrows them too fast or
I guess I'm
my mom's
very lucky.
particular. Yeah, my mom buys like decent name brand shoes, and she's like, I didn't like them; they hurt my feet. And she gives them to me. She like wore them in the house one day, so they're like brand new. And I sell, they're not, they're not young hip shoes, but they're not, but they're like brand name shoes, and some other old lady with bad feet wants them. They always sell quick. I have to get those listed. They're actually in the top of my death pile. That's the other thing I did when I was organizing.
Hmm.
I have my death pile. I told you most of it was in the boxes, but I cleared out by my shipping area, and I have like a table where I can put what I'm getting ready to ship. And I remember I did put those there because I was like, oh, these will sell quick. So and they're like sandals. So
Hmm. Oh yeah, just in time.
yeah, but I'm
Um,
hoping maybe I can find some shoes at garage sales this year.
yeah,
It's not something that I always look at because I get
that's like one of the first things I look at when I go to Goodwill. Shoes are the shoe section is usually the
yeah.
first thing 'cause it's right there in
Uh,
front.
and I don't know if it's
And
because like I told you the shoes around here like that are out, they put out are just like I would
not
never
good.
put on my feet. Like I get a little skeeved out by used shoes anyway, like,
Hmm.
like I want them to be like they have to like look nice and I'd have to clean them and disinfect them or something. That's just me. It's just my weird.
Hmm.
Um but yeah, I'm going to look at garage sales for them more because so many people sell so many and you sell so many shoes, but
Yes, I love. I if I oh someone just asked me a question about Scentsy on the Discord. Oh, so people refer to me. People go to me
you're
on their Scentsy
you're the
questions,
Scentsy expert.
even though I only have like probably 4 or 5 Scentsies on my store right now. I think, but found a Scentsy for decent money, but not me. It doesn't have a bulb. What bulb do I get? Or do you sell without the bulb? Kevin jumps in. Sell it like that. Time is money. He's like
That's
Mr.
why
Krabs.
that's
Money,
why
money.
yeah. He is. Oh my god, that's hilarious. Mr.
That's funny. I'll have
Krabs.
to respond after we're done here.
I mean,
But yeah,
I wouldn't get the bulb because like I know you can probably buy one, but then the Scentsy ones are more expensive.
the
I just let them
Scentsy
buy a
branded
bulb.
one are expensive,
Yeah.
but also
Hmm.
like if you use one that's off-brand, your like warranty with Scentsy is automatically void. Like if you have
Right.
issues because you used a bulb
Yeah.
that wasn't Scentsy, they won't do anything for you.
Right.
Although I don't repurchase Scentsy bulbs because
Yeah, I
if
wouldn't.
you get the right ones, they're fine. But
Yeah. I
to
would
go
so
the extra effort to go
yeah.
find a bulb, eh.
Yeah, I don't it wouldn't it probably wouldn't add to your um profit. as much
Yeah,
as the bulb would
probably.
cost.
Yeah, exactly. It's just
Is what I'm thinking. I'm not an expert in Scentsy.
that's what I would think as well. It really depends though. If it's a really expensive one, I would like make it look nice and have
Oh
everything
yeah,
it needs for it.
maybe
And
if it was the Scentsy Grail, I would maybe.
that's funny though. I'm known as like the Scentsy person now. Oh, I got a package delivered at the post office. But anyways, gotta go get coffee at the grandparents.
Oh yeah,
That's gonna be
that's
fun. I
fun.
gotta go to the post office, and I'm probably gonna go to Goodwill again. Cause why not? I'm out. Cause like I don't. Whenever I go out, it's like I have to go to Goodwill to make it like worth going out to. Like
Yeah.
make it
Uh
my
huh.
worthwhile. Cause I don't want to go out later in the week just to go to Goodwill, and that's it. So
Right.
even though I just went yesterday, but they had some really good stuff yesterday. My cart was overflowing. So it was a lot of bigger stuff though. It was kind of like
Yeah. Was that in your video that I didn't watch yet?
yeah, I had a
Okay.
yeah, I like put it all out on the floor, really nice. I found this really cool vintagey like jacket. It's got like the bright colors and it's like that I don't know what the material is. It's like a slippy material. I don't know how to describe it, but it's
Yeah,
really
like a
cool. It's like a
windbreaker.
tracksuit looking thing.
Yeah, like a
Yeah.
windbreaker.
It's
Yeah.
like it should have had matching pants with it. So
Oh yeah, yeah. That's cool. I'm gonna finish watching Trash to Cash and watch yours when I'm done here. As I
I gotta start recording the
finish up
next one.
my inventory, finish up my shelf inventory, and then
That's what
I'm
I
going
like
to
doing.
list.
That's what I need to do is I need to start watching while I do my listing and stuff. Thing is I list
Mm-hmm.
on my phone and I watch on my phone. And my
Mm-hmm.
computer's in here, but my listing area is out there. So
Yeah.
I had to like take my laptop, which I was doing for a while, putting my laptop
Mm-hmm.
out there and watching
Yeah.
videos, but it
Yeah.
also distracts me a little bit because I like opened up someone's whatnot show and was watching their whatnot. And I went, what is this? Look it up real quick. Oh, is it worth it? But anyways, that's all I got.
Yeah. Oh, me too. Get your inventory together so you got room for stuff at garage sales this summer, spring and summer, and
And
fall.
actually, I just was scrolling through Facebook. Someone just asked, when are the citywides? Because we have a few around here. Not
Yeah.
in my town, but all the little towns around my town.
Uh huh.
So people are already like asking. Someone actually just posted, like, announced one town just announced their dates, but it's in May. And I was like, and I was like, ah, it's like it's still a few months, but it's coming
I
up.
know. It's soon. We're already almost through March. So,
Yes. And
yeah.
Trash to Catch Vegas, 1 month away.
I
So
know. I'm
excited.
bummed, but
I
I'm
wish you
going on
could go.
vacation the
I
week
wish you
before,
could go.
so.
I'm excited though. Hopefully they do another one, maybe in a different area of the US and because
Yeah,
I've
I'm
never
gonna
been to
go.
like Kentucky where they had the barbecue one. I've never been to
Oh yeah,
Kentucky. So like
yeah,
it'd be
me
cool to
either.
go there and like, see that. But
I've not been to much in the middle. I've been coast to coast and a couple places north middle, but I've never been there. But yeah,
been
so
to
I like
the
to go
West
back.
Coast quite a bit, but East Coast, New York and Maryland is all I've been. That's about it.
Yeah.
That was in junior high though. So that
Well,
was a
that
long
wasn't
time
that
ago.
long ago for you.
It was one of those
You're
like
like it's a long time ago. I'm like that's not that long ago.
well, that was like, gosh, seventh or eighth grade. So that was a while ago. I was obsessed with New York as a kid, and there was a school trip, so it was educational. It's like we got to go
Mm-hmm.
to the White House, we got to go to a bunch of monuments, and
Yeah,
go see all that. So my parents sent me, and
that's awesome.
it was great.
Yeah,
But that's all I've ever been over there. So
yeah,
maybe one day they'll have one on that area or the East Coast somewhere. But anyways,
yeah. So everybody get out, get some sunshine this week. Hopefully, it's sunny where you are,
yes.
and hopefully you have some good sales to go to, and you get lots of profit, make lots of profit.
Yes. Make that money.
Yep.
Garage sale season's coming. I'm so
Woohoo.
excited. Lots of stuff to look forward to.
Yep.
All
All
right,
right.
y'all.
We'll see you next
See you
week.
next week. Bye bye.
Bye.